Hello there, you absolute legends. Emma McElhinney here with Piss Off Perimenopause and the musings of a bullshit queenager. I am here to ruin your misconceptions about perimenopause, fat loss, and kick midlife in the face. So if you think your 40s are a drag, think again. Because every week I am going to be stripping down the myths about perimenopause. I'm serving you raw, unfiltered truths about your health and smashing misconceptions about fat loss. And a whole lot more. So if you thought you knew midlife, you don't know the half of it. Aging is inevitable, but getting old is a choice. So buckle up, grab a glass of something yummy, and let's get to it. Welcome to Piss Off Perimenopause and the musings of a bullshit queen-ager. And I am exceptionally bullshit today because I have just done this episode that you're about to hear just now. But the bloody recording did not work. How freaking frustrating is that? So I'm probably just going to sound like I'm ranting all the way through this one because I've already communicated what it was I wanted to communicate, but only to myself. So I apologise in advance because this episode in itself is actually comes under the tough love bracket. So before we go into the tough love, I would love for you to please share or like or rate the podcast so that other people can enjoy the tough love episode as well. No, it's in all seriousness, it is really good for algorithms. It's really good for getting this front and center to more women, because my overall mission is that all women should feel amazing, and this podcast can really help do that. So please like, share, and rate. It would mean the absolute world to me. Okay, so today's episode is all about your hormones are not to blame for everything. So in your 40s and in your 50s, when we're going through perimenopause, it's very easy to say, oh, it's my hormones. Oh, it's my hormones. And depending on what study you look at, there's between 30 and 80 recognised inverted commas symptoms. And I've said it before, but I don't love talking about perimenopause symptoms because it's not a disease. It is a natural part of a woman's life. But they're up to about 80 recognised inverted commas symptoms, ranging from the ones that we know about, hot flashes, libido, weight gain, mood, stress, anxiety, etc., to some little known ones like dry eyes, dry mouth, skin changes, gut health changes, all the rest of it. So, but what I hear is, well, there's no point in doing anything because it's my hormones, or I've gained hundreds of weight because of my hormones, or my energy levels are so low because of my hormones. Now, when a client comes to me, when I'm working with a lady, there's 4 big bad boys of perimenopause that I see. Now, the first one is overall energy and fatigue levels. This can be either not feeling rested, feeling tired all through the day, or very commonly is that kind of 3-4 o'clock, oh my god, I cannot do any more without either a vat of coffee or going for a nana nap. So that's one of the big ones. The next one is mood, and that covers anxiety, low mood, depressed, just feeling rubbish. Weight gain is a very obvious one, and the fourth one is this identity piece, this feeling meh, just not feeling like we recognize ourselves, we're fed up, we don't love what we see in the mirror, we don't like where we are in terms, like our careers our businesses might be like, I don't want to do, relationships are a little bit stale, kids are growing up and a bit more independent, parents are getting older, and it's that kind of feeling of who even am I? And it's really hard to articulate that, so I just call it meh, midlife meh. So I think a lot of you listening will identify with those, and that's absolutely cool. So when we are talking about energy and fatigue, the word energy is also interchangeable with the word calorie. Calorie is a unit of energy. And when we put energy into our bodies, food, calories, We then process all that energy and we expend energy through moving our bodies, walking, fidgeting, sleeping, our basic basal metabolic rate, which is just our body's burning calories doing nothing. That's just our BMR. And exercise, but exercise actually doesn't expend all that many calories in the whole grand scheme of things. But that is the energy balance. That's the energy equation. So if you have low energy, and it happens quite a lot, here's some things that I want you to consider. Now, low energy can come from dehydration. Now, even just being a tiny little bit dehydrated will affect your overall energy levels, concentration, focus. So it's worth considering, are you drinking enough water? And you're going to roll your eyes because it's always the first thing I say to people. Are you drinking enough water? Like, oh yeah, I'm drinking loads. I'm drinking 1 litre of water a day. Nope, that's not enough. I want you to be drinking 2 litres of water a day. You will notice changes in your energy levels within a week. Okay, so drink more water. Have more. Your body is made up of 80% water, so it makes sense that you should be hydrated. So drink some more water and see how you get on. Now, the other thing that contributes to our overall energy levels, and it makes sense because it's calories and it's fuel, is about what you're putting into your body. The quality of the food that you put into your body and the quantity of food. So if you're not eating enough food, right food, you will have low energy. If you are low carb, you probably will feel tired because carbs are our body's preferred source of energy. That's our source of fuel. So if you're not eating enough, you will likely feel fatigued. Now, there is a fine balance because most women don't probably overconsume carbohydrates because they're not eating enough of the other things. So making sure they eat enough protein. And when I say enough protein, I mean a portion of protein at every single meal. And when I say a portion of protein, I don't mean 2 slices of sandwich ham. I mean a portion of protein. It should be something like a chicken breast, a fillet of fish, 100 grams of 0% fat Greek yogurt, a scoop of whey protein, a cup of cottage cheese, a can of tuna. A portion of protein is about the size of your palm, the size, surface area of your palm, and the thickness of your palm. Now, obviously, not all foods are shaped like your hands, so you need to do a little bit of a artistic visual license of that. But that is a portion size, and you should be eating between 3 and 4 portions of protein every single day, and that will. Protein takes longer to digest and it helps you feel fuller for longer because of that. So that can really help. Eating protein in the early part of the day can really help with that mid-afternoon slump. So give that a try. The next thing to consider is your fruit and veg as well, making sure that you're getting the right amount of micronutrients, which mainly come from your fruit and veg. Minimum of 5 portions every single day. The ideal would be 7 portions of fruit and veg every single day. And again, portion sizes matter. So a portion of fruit and veg is not 2 cherry tomatoes and 2 slices of lettuce leaves. Like a bag of salad leaves is about 90 grams. A portion of fruit and veg is between 80 and 120 grams. So technically a portion of salad is one of these big bags of salad leaves. Like a large apple is a portion. What else? 7 cherry tomatoes is a portion. Get really real with your portion sizes, and when you're eating enough of the good quality foods that are giving you the nutrients and energy that you need, you're less likely to be hungry and start looking for the higher processed foods, which will have more sugar, which will have more saturated fats in them, that will have these are the things that are going to spike your blood sugar levels and then make you feel more tired later on. So the quality of your food matters and the quantity of your food matters for your overall energy levels. And the other thing to consider is sleep. Are you actually getting enough sleep? Most women don't. Most women have this kind of martyr thing. Well, I get by in 5.5 hours every single night. Well, that's not good enough for your hormones. Your hormones want you to have more sleep. Your body needs you to have more sleep so that you can function well. Not just function, but function well. So these are things to consider if you are presenting with low energy and fatigue levels over the course of the day. The next one was all about mood and stress. Now, the main hormone that connects with your mood is progesterone. It's a feel-good hormone. It makes you feel comfy and safe and nice. And obviously, as your hormone levels are fluctuating, then it makes sense that there are going to be mood impacts. But that's not to say that you can just accept them. And a lot of women do face issues with heightened anxiety or low mood or depression. So the things that you can take control of and actually do are getting outside for a walk every single day. You know, moving your body isn't for managing the energy balance. It's not for managing your body composition. It's for actually allowing your body to do what it's designed to do, which then has a direct connection to your overall mental well-being. So getting outside, walking daily is so important. Getting outside in daylight, and in winter, that's going to be really hard, and especially if you're in the UK, but trying to get outside daily in sun, in daylight, maybe not sun in the winter, but in daylight is absolutely vital. Have you actively been taking stress to lower your stress levels or taking on more, which is a very common practice? Going, well, you know, think about some of the common phrases. Well, I can do it myself, or I can do it better than anyone else. I can do it quicker than anyone else. So I might as well just do it myself. These things are not helping your cortisol levels. They are elevating your cortisol levels, which then have an impact on all the other things that are going on in your body. So actively taking steps to lower stress is so, so, so important. And that does mean trying to sleep more. Okay, so the direct connection to the amount of sleep that you get and cortisol levels. Now, big, not red flag, that's not the right phrase, but if you are experiencing heightened anxiety, finding that you're more irritable or really low in mood, cutting out alcohol is your biggest savior. Absolutely. And I'm sorry to say it, but alcohol is a natural depressant. So you're going to feel lower anyway, no matter what you do or how what you're doing, your alcohol is going to make you feel shit. It is going to spike your anxiety levels as well. So I would recommend cutting it out or cutting it way, way, way down and limiting it. It's not very often that I talk about restriction, but alcohol is one of those things that does not serve you in any way whatsoever. It's a toxin. It basically, your body is then going to try and get rid of that toxin before it does anything else. So it doesn't give a shit about your metabolism. It doesn't give a shit about your brain function. It doesn't give a shit about your gut health. Your body just wants to get rid of the toxin, so it stops basically most other functions working optimally. The other thing to think about with mood and stress is, you know, things like journaling, things like meditation, things like gratitude, little things that you can implement into your life day to day are so, so, so important. And you might feel, you know, reluctant to do it because it's like, oh, it's just all that woo-woo stuff, but it can be really, really powerful. So have a look. There's lots of different options for everybody. And a meditation does not mean sitting in a darkened room for an hour omming. Meditation can just be sitting staring at a wall for 5 minutes without any other distractions. It can be that simple. The weight gain conundrum. Now, interestingly enough, the weight gain, there's two different things that happen in your 40s and 50s with your body composition. One is your metabolism slows down because as a result of reduced muscle mass. And the other thing is the hormone changes will change where we store body fat. So thinking about the other things that I've said, are you drinking water? Are you eating protein at every meal? Are you eating 5 portions of fruit and veg? Are you eating whole grains? Are you reducing processed foods, alcohol? Are you getting enough unsaturated fats in? All of these things impact on your body composition. And making sure that you are getting outside and walking. When you do all of these things, like it's not just you do one thing and it affects your energy levels, but it will affect your body composition. It'll affect your mood. It'll help how you feel about yourself as well. So these are all interconnected. And the final bit is all around that identity piece that I mentioned, this feeling of midlife meh. So yes, when you have more energy and you are happier and you have a more consistent mood and you like the changes that you're seeing in your body, this will also feed into your identity. So do you know what it is that you want to achieve? Do you have goals? Do you know why you want to achieve those goals? And pretty much we always think surface level when it comes to our goals and why it's important, but your goals should have a really powerful why. And your why is normally something to do with status. So take a lady that wants to change her body composition. She wants to have more energy. She wants to be able to feel like her old self again. Like, well, why is it so important to her? So some people will be because they want to show their kids that, this is the way of life now. Some people want to prove to everybody else round about them that they can do it themselves. Other people want to demonstrate that they have put the work in, that they can feel smug and proud of the achievements that they've made in their body composition. So status is a big one. Or wealth. Some women that come to me are business owners and they are not confident in themselves. So they want to feel confident in themselves so that they can get more visible, that they can make more money, they can get more clients. So they're normally the key whys are wealth, health, status, or relationships. They're the key ones. And the other big one is around what blockers are in your way. And mostly the blockers that are in your way will be internal blockers. They will be beliefs that you have that have stopped you moving forward. So think about all the things that stop you or that you think are in your way and start unpicking them. And when you get to the root cause of what the blockers are, it normally is a limiting belief. It'll be something like, well, I've tried everything and nothing works. So it's me, I am the issue. So there's no point in even trying. I don't believe that I can get results. Right? Now, we know that that's not true because science works, so we know that that is a mental block. The other thing is, I come from a family of overweight people, so there's no point me even trying because it's genetics. Now, yes, there's a case for obesity genetics, but not to be used as an excuse to not even try, because there are always things that we can do to help improve health markers, and always take control of. So there is always things that we can do to mitigate against future health. So thinking about the blockers is hugely, hugely important, and that requires getting vulnerable. That requires getting out of the mindset of, well, I know what to do, I just need to do it, because chances are you don't know what to do because you've been so caught up in doing various shoddy diets over the years that maybe getting vulnerable and accepting that actually there's other people that know better. Nobody, if you run a business just now and it's something that I don't know what to do, like, I'm not going to come to you and go, well, I know what to do. I've read it on YouTube. I've watched it on YouTube, right? No. So yeah. So think about those blockers. And the other thing is start connecting with what it feels like when you reach your goals. Like, say, for example, a client comes to me and says, I don't recognize myself in the mirror. I don't recognize who I am. Well, how does it feel to recognize yourself? What would you be doing? What would you be thinking? How would you be looking? What would you be wearing? All of these things are hugely important, so you can make that connection with the here and now and the future. Because if we don't do that, it gives us no frame of reference to get there. And if we don't know what it feels like, or we don't even try and know what it feels like, we won't have the belief that we can get there. If we don't have the belief that we can get there, we're never even going to try and get there. So that's why it's so important to dig a little bit deeper than just, I want to be a size 10 by Christmas. And that's a valid goal. But for most people, if that's their only goal and their reason why is to look good in their skinny jeans, we've not actually fundamentally changed anything internally. And if we don't change anything internally, yeah, we'll get the goal, but chances are we will not keep the goal. And that is, most women will come to me for fat loss, and fat loss isn't the issue. It's the sustainability of that fat loss that's the issue. And that's where we have to do the inner work. So I hope that's all made sense for you today. It is tough love. There are things that we can take control of. We can control the controllables. And if you think about the control circle, you are here, then draw a circle around about it. These are the things that I can control. And then there's loads of external factors that you cannot control. But if you can control the controllables, it's going to give you that fuel and fire that, you are not better than your hormones, but you are positively impacting the external factors. So if you do want to reduce body fat, 2 dress sizes in the next 90 days, want to have more energy consistently, you want to improve your mood, and you want to get to grips with who you are, then find me on socials, either Facebook, which is just Emma McElhinney, or on Instagram, which is at EmmaTeamEMW, and DM me the word interested, and I'll send you some voice notes about how you can do that, how we can work together to get that result, and most importantly, keep that result, so that you're not in this place of all or nothing or being good and bad at weekends. And the other thing, remember to like, share, and rate the podcast. And if you want to have a go at my perimenopause, find your perimenopause profile, you can do that using the link in the show notes as well. Right. So I hope this has been helpful today. Remember that you're not flying solo in this. You have support. If you want more support, you can join my Smart Girls Gathering membership community. But I've given you enough actions today. But yes, you are not alone. And you are more powerful than you think, and you can take control of these things today. I'll speak to you in the next episode. Just like that, we have spiced up another episode of Piss Off Perimenopause and the musings of a bullshit queenager. Massive shout out and a huge thank you for hanging out with me today. I really hope you've been entertained. And remember, don't be shy, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, keep those heels high and standards higher. Remember, it's all about glowing, growing, and downright owning it. So catch you on the flip side, and don't forget to click the link in the show notes to get your freebie.